when it comes to sports, shit. Like I said, I ain't never gave a damn about no baseball, or football, or because my whole life basically has been premised on a bunch of motherfuckers trying to make me something into something that I'm simply not. And me finding a way to bypass all that bullshit, get away from them haters, and become what I was clearly meant to become. Okay, it went on to part 2. That's alright. Because like I said, I'm at the crux of my video anyway. Shit, if I can avoid all these garbage ass drivers and shit making all this goddamn noise. Colorado boring as hell, so I don't know. This is about as boring as Memphis. Shit, all this place is it's just if you ever wonder what it's like in Colorado, trust me, all it is, it's a glorified version of Tennessee. Nothing more, nothing less. Just as hick. Just as boring, just as hick. With an even greater Latino population, and I ain't even trying to sound racist or nothing. I'm just saying that's what it is. But and Russian population. Yeah, it's a gang of Russians out here. But yeah, man, like I said, the past 16 years, I've been on this shit. I've been grinding. And most of which came from YouTube University. Like, all my cooking skills and culinary skills come from YouTube University. Everything that I've learned after Sensei left, and when I no longer had access to what he was teaching, or the MMA gyms, because I know I couldn't afford that. I didn't have the time or the money to be trying to do some Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu, because they moved out to, they were moving out into the suburbs. Because there was a time that they were over by the U of M campus, but they messed around and moved out to Cordova. So even if I had the money, I wouldn't have had the time. But now we got online, and I believe it was the pandemic, no doubt, that did that. But I don't know if I said it before, but now some of these online jiu-jitsu courses actually teach 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu by Eddie Bravo. You know, Eddie Bravo's style of jiu-jitsu, 10th Planet. So you can learn traditional BJJ and 10th Planet style, which is basically catch wrestling, basically. So between all of that, bruh, I have a vision to work on. And the first thing, and I believe the way that I can get that vision popping off, is through the culinary shit, where, you know, I just start a catering business, make a gang of money off of that. You know, with any luck, get a building started so I can build a gym. And then within that gym, turn it, you know, be on the verge where, you know, I'm basically getting certified in a lot of this stuff, whether it's ninjutsu, whether it's Kali, whether it's BJJ, or all the above, including the Chinese arts too, because I'm incorporating all that shit. You know, now I'm most likely I'm gonna advertise that it's a Kali and ninjutsu school, but I'm gonna come with the knowledge, like, of what they do in these schools and that school, so that I have that much more to offer my students, along with, like, MMA training, like, you know, with you, and being a master, not just a jack of all trades and a master of none, being a jack of all trades and a master of a few. Mastering boxing, mastering grappling, whether it's BJJ or wrestling. Being a master of this shit. That's what I think martial arts should be about. Instead of just teaching them this one thing and then wondering why they getting fucked up out here in the streets. Because, I mean, that's one thing. If I learn nothing else from, you know, the whole UFC MMA culture, is you need to be well-rounded in, at the very least, the basic of skills, being striking and grappling. Because you get taken out of your element, whatever that element is, you're going to be in a world of shit. And you're basically going to be shit out of luck. See, I know that. I understand that. And like I said, man, I feel like this thing is finally turning around. Like the tables are finally turning. And that, yeah, it just reminds me of two scriptures, right, where, it says like where the Lord says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And if you're faithful in a few things, I'll make you faithful in many things." And I'm here to tell you, even with like I said, my first sensei leaving and me not having access to MMA culture and all that stuff that I was exposed to when I was a bit younger, but still having that knowledge in my head and practicing what I had access to, had the stuff that I did have access to, I didn't let that go. I held on to that. Now, like I said, you got dynamic striking online. You got Tony Jeffries' website, Olympic boxer from the UK. All these folks I'm subscribed to improve my boxing technique, to improve my Brazilian jiu-jitsu, to improve my wrestling. Because I was definitely up against the fence when it came to wrestling. Like, it was almost like a gate, basically. And I know, I was like, I don't want to just, I felt some type of way about that. Where, I only know half, where, you know what I'm saying, I only know how to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I can't wrestle. So I can't do nothing about this double leg takedown, but, as soon as he slams me on the ground, provided he don't knock me the fuck out or knock the wind out of me, I can go and do this, put him in guard and submit him. All right. So yeah, man, it's been a long time, and I have been faithful, and I have been meek. I've been very meek, and I've been looking at those who have inherited the earth lately. Y'all haven't been very meek. Y'all been arrogant. Yeah, that's the ultimate issue. Like I said, when it comes to the TD Snakes of the world and all these other folks who've had years to do something, in a more positive light, other than preach inspiration and do. And you're probably saying, well, what's wrong with inspiration? Well, if it's not inspiration coming straight from the Most High Himself and what thus saith the Lord, then yeah, that is a problem. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And I haven't seen, and personally, I haven't seen any fruit from, I haven't seen any personal benefit from it. Because, like I said, people like TD Snakes and Creflo Dollars, the Joel Osteens, basically the prosperity pimps. All these people have proven that they are of the world, because doesn't the book say, love you not the world? And I'm here to, let me close off by saying this too, because I'm pretty sure New Breed said this too, but I just want to prove that, I just want to show that, the evidence that I know I'm not of the world, because the vast majority of the people who deal with me, when I come in, off the gate, can't stand my black ass. Where does that come from? Something's going on. I ain't never did none of these people. I ain't pissing they Wheaties. I ain't talk shit about them. I ain't done none of the fuck shit that they have done with me, talking behind my back. Like I said, coming out the woodwork, all kinds of fucked up. You ain't did none of these people. You're not one of them. And I had to come to realize that. You're not one of them. The fact that TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, and all these other folks, Joyce Myers, the Joel Osteens, the fact that they have curried favor from the likes of an Oprah Winfrey, of a P. Diddy, folks in the world now, people we know are in the world, living worldly lifestyles. Damn the fact that they grew up in the church too, damn all that, because they ain't showing it. They are not showing what I call the Israelite lifestyle. I grew up hearing that it's the Christian walk or the Christian lifestyle. I call it the Israelite lifestyle. Because you walk this walk, you walk the Israelite walk, I'm here to tell you, you're going to go through some stuff. And I'm putting it nicely, you're going to go through some stuff. And I'm here to tell you, I've been there. I've been that nation. I am that nation, not desire. I am in the world, but not of it. I am hated for the Lord's sake. I'm here to tell you. I've been through it. You should hear it through my voice, just the conviction thereof. Speaks in and of itself. I don't hear. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't hear it in T.D. Snake's voice. I don't hear it in his voice. That right there tells me this nigga fake. That right there tells me that nigga fake. He ain't on the same frequency we on. He didn't have to get it out the mud like we did. And if he did, shame on him. Because he obviously forgot where he came from. He had to get it out the mud. If he ever did, he probably grew up poor like us in North Carolina, somewhere down south, with not a whole lot of money. But you ran into money, and look what it changed. Like, you didn't change money. Money changed you, bro. It changed you. The Lord didn't change you. Money changed you, bro. The fact that you over here allegedly dropping your drawers for another nigga, the run up in your butt. Yeah, you damn Skippy. We know the Lord didn't do that. No, that was money and the love thereof. And just like the good book says, the love of money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money. The love of money. Money makes niggas do some bad things. Just like that song from the 70s. It makes a ninja do some bad things. Like that, what's that verse where it says good things, something, bad things. I don't know the whole things, but I remember they emphasized the bad things with it. Some people gotta have it. They already, like, them folks, a lot of them soul songs, a lot of them soul classics from the 70s, they already spoke about the situations that we face to this day. Like war. Like, we've seen wars popping off in Russia and Ukraine, and newly in the Gaza Strip in Israel. They already spoke on this. Yeah, I forget dude's name, but even then there was I don't know what inspired them to do it, but they actually made a song back in, the whole album actually back in the 70s was called The Mark of the Beast, and so the album's name is The Mark of the Beast, and one of the songs within the album is called The Mark of the Beast, and it was basically talking about how the mark of the beast is coming. And then they started going on to play these other songs. What inspired them to do that? In the cover album, satanic as hell, because like I said, they got, like, just like it shows in the book of Revelations, like these 10 beasts with basically a bunch of dragon heads. What is all that? The world powers, the UN, the so-called, what we know as the Illuminati, the 12 families. So we got to be cognizant of these things, because, bro, like I said, man, at this point, I'd rather just been getting it how I live the way I've been getting it how I live. And, oh yeah, and another thing, all of that, with that said, I've come to realize I just simply ain't got no place in this society. Like I said, I'm in the world, but I'm not of it. Like, I can't speak for the other man, but I can speak for myself when I say that. This world ain't got no love for me. And I ain't never did nothing to it. It's done plenty to me, though. It's done plenty to me. Put me through all kinds of bullshit. So that right there, the experiences that I've lived, that lets me know who these people are. I mean, just by their fruits. And like I said, the word says, by their fruits you'll know them. I know who these people are. And I know they ain't me. You might be walking that Christian lifestyle, whatever the hell that's supposed to be, but you ain't walking that Israelite lifestyle. You ain't walking that Israelite walk. You ain't walking. You ain't bearing your cross and following the Lord. Is what I'm saying. If anything, at best you following the Pharisees and the Sadducees. So, I've, after all these years, I've come to realize that, it's time to throw up my hands and basically, call it time out for all this foolishness, call it quit for all this foolishness, and just do what I can from now on to become the man instead of trying to work for the man. Because I'm here to tell you, you ain't gonna get far. As far as you might get far, but you only gonna get so far working for this man. And with the way things are going, with the way the beast system is turning up, you don't want your daily bread depending on these folks. Lord knows I don't, because we're getting there, and we're seeing more and more evidence of it. More and more evidence of it, of the beast system, of how people are, of what people are turning. I've been seeing it for years. I'm like, it ain't nothing new. They've been like this. And these would be the very same people that would shame you into talking about some, you can't get this, you can't get that, basically on some gaslighting shit. I'm like, well, for a man who's introverted and can't get this and can't get that, Lord knows I can catch enough hell from you hellions. I can get that. So what does that say? What, that we're unequally yoked? That we have no fellowship with each other because light has no fellowship with darkness? And that basically real recognize real? Because spirits are real, bro. I don't even be going on, and it ain't like I can see through it, but people be looking at me, bro. It was just like today. There was this goofy ass nigga drunk off his ass today, and he was like, man, I can tell you a good bro, yeah. A nigga drunk off his ass. And he wasn't even, and the worst part, the thing that was fucked up about him, he wasn't even a local. Because, he talks about Boston all the time. He was like, man, you got to get out of Colorado, man. If you ain't got no business in Colorado, yeah, leave. Because Colorado boring as hell. It ain't nothing here. Like I said, the only reason why I'm here is because my paper looking good. I'm like, well, shit, if we can keep that up, I'll stay in here as long as I need to. Well, I'm going to visit the rest of the United States for, wherever that is, California or back east. What I'm going to do that for? Knowing it ain't nothing down there for me or out there for me. No, I will stay my black ass here until it's time to go. But I was just saying that to say that spirits are real, and that people, like, real do recognize real. Like, people will recognize you, and you ain't got to say a word to them. I've seen it. I've lived it. Because like I said in the other video, how do you get trespassed? How do you get trespassed from a store and you going up in there shopping? Motherfuckers coming in there in and out, shoplifting all the damn time. Are they getting trespassed? No. But you get singled out, and again, like I showed y'all in the other video, you a member of the club. You can't explain this shit. You can't explain this shit. It ain't enough reasoning in the physical realm to explain that type of shit. And this is coming from somebody who's an introvert. This is coming from somebody who ain't quote unquote good with the girls. All that shit. This is coming from somebody who's red pilled and has been mixed out and basically threw American women under the bus anyway. Still getting it. So that should tell you, like right there, my kind of lifestyle. I'm basically on some Shaolin monk type shit. I'm basically the closest thing to, I said, a Shaolin monk, a Buddhist, somebody who's basically sworn off the world. But I'm not a Buddhist. But I would say like the closest thing, because I ain't been fucking on none since I've been out here. I mean, like basically I'm a celibate. I'm a real monk. I mean, I don't think I'm an incel because I have gotten choosing signals, and ironically enough, the choosing signals have come from the young broads. It's the young broads choosing. So we just, like I said, we just gonna follow the laws of biology. Let the laws of biology work in your favor. Might as well. Versus dealing with some over the hill, washed up female in her 30s and 40s and got a stank ass attitude problem.